following program, The Lightning Strike, is sponsored by Mohammed Fahim, and to the extent applicable, their guests. The views and opinions expressed therein do not necessarily reflect those of NewsWeb Radio Company or its management.
Get ready to be jolted out of the ordinary and into a world where conversations are charged with intensity and facts. The Lightning Strike Talk Radio with your host, Mohammed Fahim, broadcasting live from the heart of the city on Chicago's Progressive Talk Radio, WCPT 820 AM. Welcome to a radio show that charges through the airwaves with an electricity like no other. Here's your host, Mohammed Fahim.
Well, one other thing that I want people to understand is that the difference between a Democratic-controlled administration and a Republican-controlled administration, night and day. I want to give an example of what is happening in Houston as we speak. Republican-controlled state, Category 1 hurricane, not even a 3 or a 4, Category 1. The entire city has been knocked off its feet.
Great.
It's been over 1 week now. CenterPoint Energy is the company that is responsible for maintaining the electrical grid in Houston.
Well, let me interject real quick just to give some perspective. The whole country, there's a West Coast grid and an East Coast grid. There's only one state in the whole union that has their own grid, and that's Texas. They're separate from everyone else. So if there were a problem, say in Illinois, we would make up and get power from adjoining states. Texas doesn't have that opportunity.
Well, I do have connections still in Texas. I haven't lived there for so long, and I'm getting messages like crazy from family and friends over there, business associates, that they are going to Rice University because it has power, and they are using the electrical thing over there to charge their phones in order to communicate. And the heat has set up, the heat is like crazy over there now. No power for 7 days in most of the areas of Houston, and they have not even cleaned out the trees that have fallen on the streets. Now, people from other states have come in to help, the other electrical companies, and most of them are going back now because they can't do anything. Okay, so you want a Republican administration, people? Just think about it. This is a preview of what you could expect if the Republicans come in, especially with their Project 2025, to replace all the bureaucrats that are out there, the people with experience, with inexperienced people who have vowed loyalty to the Führer, and they want to bring them in to run the country. Just think about it, folks. Okay, leave politics aside, leave personalities aside, leave assassination attempts aside, leave a president making a couple of mistakes in a debate aside. Look at what happens when you have a Republican administration. And this is a perfect example of how the country will go to the dogs when we allow something like that to happen. Okay, so again, folks, we are not going to talk about the Trump assassination attempt today because we don't want to get into any kind of speculation at this point. And on WCPT, we are always proud of the fact that facts matter. At this point, we don't have too many facts. So please, if you want to call in, let's not talk about the assassination attempt till we have more facts. And maybe we can cover that next week when we have more information coming out. Ron, I know that you want to jump in on this, but at this point, we are not going to be talking about the assassination attempt. You're more than welcome to talk about any other topic. We know the attempt was made. We know the guy who made it was a registered Republican, 20-year-old kid. We don't know anything more apart from that. And I really don't want to get into speculation on that topic today. So with due apologies to our listeners, let's wait. Let's see what facts come out, and then we can cover that. Ron calling back in from Michigan, wanting to talk about the Texas energy situation. Ron, we would love to talk about that. Like I said, that is something that is factual. We're seeing it. 7 days, no power in most of Houston. Ron, you're up. What's up?
Hello, Mohammed and Maria, and I forget the gentleman's name.
Ken.
That's neck spelled backwards.
Ken. Remember Ken and Barbie. You're never going to forget it, okay?
I was playing with G.I. Joe. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But anyway, you were talking about Paxton and the Texas power situation. Okay, you know, our power got knocked out about 3 o'clock this morning. It sounded like a bomb from Russia, but it came back on at 7 in the morning. Okay, in Texas, Governor Abbott has been on vacation in Asia, and he could have called for federal emergency aid from Joe Biden, President Joe, but he refused to do that. And now he comes home and he complains that the federal government is not giving power to the people who are still knocked out from the power in Texas because of his administration. But I understand most of the power that is out is in minority areas. So Texas and Abbott are happy to have that power, hurt those people. So, you hear that in the news media. I didn't hear your full report, Mohammed. I'm not blaming you. But they say, Texas has still got no power. But they don't say because Abbott will not allow it to happen because he's vacationing in Asia.
You go figure that out, man. And if the Republican administration comes in, Trump would be on Mar-a-Lago playing golf. When the country will
I didn't
be...
want to mention that name. I didn't want to mention that. There you go.
Okay. Ron, thank you so much for listening in.
Thank you so much.
We will jump into the next topic on this Project 2025 is about the judiciary and what these bozos want to do to our judicial system when and if they come into power.